And then they're distracting me. They were selling me maintenance. I had low potassium, so I had to drink this little orange juice with some potassium powder. I'm like, dude, I don't know what low potassium is, but I feel like I'm getting my transmission flushed while I got freaking 4 flat tires here. Like, somebody put air in the tires, man.
They went to the corner store and they got a Gatorade and they poured it out of the Gatorade bottle into an IV drip, and they charged you $1,000 for that $3 Gatorade.
The following program features a bunch of doofuses talking about the automotive aftermarket. The stuff we or our guests may say do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers, our sponsors, or any other associations we may have. There may be some spicy language in this show, so if you get your feelings hurt easily, you should probably just move along. So without further ado, it's time for Confessions of a Shop Owner with your host, Mike Allen.
I do got a recording coming up Sunday with something up your alley. She goes around and does bourbon tasting with people.
Okay, I didn't know where you were going to go with that, and I was nervous for a second when you said something up. You were just anticipatory.
I was ready, baby.
So, real quick, for our listeners that don't watch us on YouTube, right now, Brett and I are wearing spectacular sport coats that are throwbacks to both Tools and ASTA Expo. And I've had multiple people since the Expo talk about how they didn't know that was a thing and they wish they had known, because they have ridiculous, spectacular jackets in their repertoire as well.
Spectacular too.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy texted me. I guess he was out at one of the other shows, maybe Bimmers or something, or another one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's
there. Bimmers was this week.
Right. But a couple more people had jackets on. So the word's getting around.
I think it's a thing. I think you guys are trendsetters, really. So
somebody has to do it.
The OG Jimmy Lee is the one, and I kind of just challenged him. But you Southern folk took it to a whole new level. A new level.
Not even us Southern folk. It's the Burris clan, man. What is plural for Burris? Is it Burri?
I think it's Burris apostrophe. Oh no.
Burrises?
No, that's Burrises.
Burrises?
Hold on.
I'll just say that.
Hold on.
The Frog Pond crew have cleaned up because they won in PA at Tools, and then so I think though, and I'm going to call you out here, Benji. I think there should be some points deducted because your wife dressed you, and she picked out the whole outfit and the accessories and everything. And a grown man doesn't let his wife dress him. I'm just saying, unless you want to look good, in which case you probably should let your wife dress you.
Unless you want to win the outrageous jacket contest.
Who wore it best, baby? Who wore it best?
He did.
He 100% wore it best, and I know how to admit defeat. And so I immediately went online and started searching for the mirrored suit that the dude at the opening party had.
Oh my gosh!
Say that.
Where do you get a disco ball suit? Is that thing $10,000?
It's $3,000.
That's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. So I don't want to win that necklace thing. $3,000 bad, but
like $350 you were all in.
Oh, I probably would have gone to $500 for that outfit. Because that's an outfit. As long as you don't keep getting fatter, I keep getting fatter. But as long as you maintain your body shape, you can wear that for lots of occasions for years. You know what? New Year's Eve, going downtown,
disco ball.
I think you need that the dude that was walking around on the stilts in that green outfit to go downtown for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm quite that flexible or dexterous.
I would have died.
I will say,
my back hurt just seeing that person.
I will say
my back hurt existing.
You guys at ASTA killed it. You guys knocked it out of the park. That was a fantastic show.
They did an amazing job, and I have really enjoyed trying to take as much of the credit for the success of that show as possible, while at the same time doing as little as possible in the actual execution of the show. So any complaints that you might have had, please call the office or email the office, and any praise that you may have, just
Send
call
directly to you.
704 confess and
Yes.
tell everyone in the world about how awesome a job I did by not having anything to do with the execution of that show.
Wait, you had the execution on the hospitality room.
Look, here's the deal. I like to think that I'm pretty good at running an auto repair shop. It's what I've done for 20 plus years, but I'm not good at managing a marketing budget and all the different facets of a truly well-rounded marketing plan. There's mail, there's local advertising, there's website, there's Google AdWords, there's all the different things that go into that, and it's just not what I'm good at. So what I've chosen to do is to buy myself the time to focus on what I am good at, while having someone else execute on all of those things at a way higher level than anything I could ever do. That's what turnkey auto marketing does for me. So if you feel like you could use some of that same magic, I'm going to recommend that you go to turnkeyautomarketing.com, get a free consultation, tell them that I sent you, tell them that Confessions of a Shop Owner sent you. You won't be disappointed.
Hey there, I've got to tell you about something new for our industry, Tectonic 2026, presented by Techmetric. This isn't just a user conference. It's built for the whole shop. Owners, advisors, and techs each have sessions designed for what they actually do every day. It's 3 days in Houston, Texas, filled with workshops, panels. We're expecting over 1,000 people from around the country. You don't have to be a Techmetric user or customer to attend. Tap the link in the show notes to check out Tectonic 2026. Grab early bird pricing while you still can. Yeah, the hospitality suite was all Bryan and I. So
Actually, Tanika did most of the direction of setting it up.
Yeah, and Jesse was also the host, along with a bevy of volunteers. So really, all I did was write checks and drink. And I didn't even drink any booze for the expo. Write checks and act a fool is what I did. So
yeah, I know how
it was weird. I'll tell you, it was weird going to the expo and not having any alcohol for the entirety of the expo. It changes the way you experience something.
Yeah. Back to what you had said about admitting defeat. So when I walked into the casino night, Jimmy and I had the plan that we were coming with our LED bow ties as our secret weapon. And Benji yelled for me, and I couldn't see him because of the ASTA sign lights. And then I saw him, and as soon as I was walking to him, I was texting Jimmy, dude, we don't stand a chance. We're defeated.
Right.
Well, I was in the tunnel walking under the road from the hotel over, and I had my phone out, and I saw people already posting pictures and videos of Benji on social media. And I turned around and went back to the hospitality suite and got one of those crazy hats and giant glasses from the 360 camera set up to try to step my game up some. But yeah, they weren't even originally part of the outfit. It was last minute.
That is last ditch effort.
That little 360 thing, I took that one and posted it up. I did a little slow-mo and speed up on it. And then everybody was like saying, dude, you guys were dancing on the table. I said, yeah, I hopped up on a little cocktail table. Everybody was worried about it.
Dancing, the whole thing where we were all dancing on the table in the casino, that was unnecessary, unsafe. As a boss, I don't find that type of behavior acceptable. I could feel that poor table flexing under my feet. And if it had collapsed and we had all gone down like dominoes on 30 different angles of people's phone cameras,
it would have been epic.
It would have been viral.
It would have been so awesome.
Would have never recovered from that.
You guys could have been limping around.
I mean, how could I ever take myself seriously again after that?
Dude, I don't take myself seriously at all doing this shit.
So all the talk about silly outfits, and we've failed to mention the fact that Bryan is wearing a hat with big pink letters that says Feet Finder, and the F's are both footprints.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So this is what we call a callback reference to episodes from earlier this year.
Is that what they call that?
I think that's a callback, right?
Or a flashback.
So
I'm Googling right now to see.
Special thanks to Matthew Skundrich for the custom swag. In the back of the hat has the podcast logo on it, right? Or at least the name. Yeah, that's so badass. I'm a little bit butthurt that you're the only one who got one.
It is the only one in existence.
I think Feet Finder for me would be inappropriate. Probably it should be like ESO or Miata or some shit like that for me. I think
is that like the O'Reilly Fix Finder?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Very similar.
It's a different kind of fix.
Yeah, yeah. People get a different kind of fix. It would have been
that's usually called a fetish.
Somebody made a comment that it was good that it's got the podcast logo on the back, but it would have been better if it would have had the Philadelphia cream cheese logo on the back.
Oh, I'm not even gonna ask. No way. No way.
Because I love Brian's feet.
I love Brian's feet.
Hey, I do got a confession though.
Oh boy, do tell.
You told me to think about one.
Yeah, bring it, baby.
I didn't have to think too hard. So I'll be honest. I've been in a funk with my business and staff for a long time, pretty much all this year, since I lost a bunch of people for not doing their job, and the trust factor went away from me. By attending ASTA and bringing my entire staff down there, it kind of reinvigorated me and creating more of a bond with my current staff to get me in a better spot in my head. So
that's awesome.
And that's all I can say about attending like events like ASTA, Tools, Super Saturday, Vision. If you don't take your staff to do that, not just to learn and network with other people in this industry, it's more of a bonding thing for your whole staff. And I was in a funk. I still have a little bit of a trust issue of them not doing the way I want it done. But
hey, everybody, I wanted to take a minute to tell you about the coaching organization I've been involved with for, over 20 years now. Elite. Elite Worldwide, they don't give you a one-size-fits-all solution. They tailor the coaching specifically to you and your shop. They pair you with an experienced coach who is either a current or a former shop owner, and they turn strategies into actual action and accountability and results. Whether it's improving your service advisor's sales, growing your shop, growing to multiple locations, they really have you covered. They've got training for all of those things. Clients of Elite really see results, higher profits, stronger teams, a better work-life balance. If you're ready to take the next step, visit eliteworldwide.com to schedule your discovery session. That's eliteworldwide.com to start working on your business rather than in it. Tell them that you heard about them on Confessions of a Shop Owner so that I get a pat on the back or maybe a box of chocolates or something. That would be awesome. Thanks.
It kind of got me reinvigorated to make some changes. So there's my confession.
Well, I definitely had, I had 6 people there this year, and it was the least I've had in a long time. And there were a bunch of reasons that played into that. But one of the things I've done in the last week and a half is I've had a sit-down interview with every one of my employees across the company, talk about a bunch of different things. But I had multiple people talk about how disappointed they were that we didn't take more people to the expo because they have such a good time and it's such a good event and the networking is so good. So it was definitely a tactical error on my part, not making it a priority to get more people there. But, opportunity to do it again next year.
Both of you guys have a bigger staff than I have. So, I only got 5 people to take. You guys have a much larger staff than I do.
Well, but it is a not insignificant investment for you because you've got travel and hotel.
It's a significant investment. Fortunately, I've gotten to the place where it's feasible. I'm spending between the events. Well, this year's a little out of control because I went to multiple events of my own. But you take your staff to 2 different events. It's a $10,000 to $15,000 investment with travel and everything.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Brian, how many folks did you take to Tools?
I don't know. Brett gave us an award that one year. How many was it, Brett?
I think you had
like 10.
I think you had
10 or 11,
9 or 10, somewhere in that area. That was Tools that we had in Harrisburg in 24.
Yeah,
you had a large staff.
And then there was a wedding at the shop last year, so it was just me. this last year because somebody else was getting married, and I had already committed to teach at Tools. So,
Did you have the wedding literally at the shop?
no.
I was like, that'd be pretty.
I was gone. I don't know.
Weird.
They might
it'd be
have.
awesome.
They might have.
It'd be
I don't know what
awesome.
they did.
Free venue.
But it's like,
Yeah.
nuptials in Bay 3, oil change waiter in Bay 2.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm pretty sure looking at the numbers, it was shut down for a little bit.
Can you do a rack attack on a wedding service?
Oh my God.
Absolutely. How fast can you get a wedding done?
How many different preachers can you have doing different parts of the at the same time? Just all
Guys
running
rolling
at
a
the same
tool
time.
cart up with the unity
Like a
candle.
stereo. You have a judge standing by a display by a computer outside the bay, typing up the wedding license at the same time. Ooh, and you could even like step 2 is you have the annulment or the divorce papers ready to go.
Oh my gosh. Too soon.
Too soon?
We just went off the tracks pretty quick.
I mean, well, look, we're all going to end up in Vegas soon for Apex and SEMA. So, and what better place to talk about rack attack weddings than in Vegas?
What goes on there
I
stays
think we're
there.
on to something. I also have a confession and I have a question. I want your guidance and leadership because this is a situation that is actively unfolding in my business. I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, we had a Ram ProMaster 2500 in that needed a transmission. We put an aftermarket reman transmission in it. Maybe that was a mistake.
Yes, it was, but that's okay. We've all made the same mistakes, so we don't hold it against you.
It failed in very short order.
That's what they do.
I've been led to believe that was installer error on our part.
Even if it wasn't, they'll blame you for it.
Second aftermarket remanufactured transmission also failed in short order. Third time we got an OEM factory transmission and it made it 2 months, 3,000 miles. And it is actively failing. And we told the client, it's like, hey man, bring it to us. We're happy to try to sort it out for you. You also have a nationwide dealership warranty because, it's a factory reman. He called the dealership. The dealership was like, it's a month out at best. So he shows up and he wants it fixed yesterday, understandably. He's spent a lot of money and has a lot of time invested in this, and it's his work vehicle. I can't make one appear, right? We've ordered one. It should actually arrive Thursday. So, we'll have it back on the road by Saturday. But he's asking, he needs a vehicle. It's his work vehicle. He does windshield replacements. Mm-hmm. So in an instance like that, I have a Toyota Camry he can use, right? Because all of our loaner vehicles are Toyota Camrys. That's not going to work very well for his glass replacement business, right? If an instance like this, replace the details however you need, were happening in your business, would you cover the rental cost of a vehicle of appropriate size for them to continue going to work?
That's a tough call. I mean, in my opinion, you've already lost a ton of time in this thing with the third time coming back for the transmission.
Oh yeah, we're crushed. We're so far upside down it doesn't matter. That's not even part of the conversation anymore. We're getting our ass
Have
kicked.
you looked into seeing what a truck rental cost would be?
Hundreds of dollars a day.
Oof.
So my
I would pay it.
My warranty page dictates that I reserve the right to refund the 100% of the original parts and labor and washing my hands of it, right? And that we won't cover loss of use hotels or rental vehicles in the instance of a breakdown out of town or anything like that. I mean, I could have it done today if I can get a transmission. It's just this time I was able to get a transmission in 4 days. Last time it took 2.5 weeks, right? When we got the first OEM.
That's lovely Dodge parts right now. waiting on parts.
It's all waiting on parts.
On the other side of that coin, if it was a dealership that installed it, they don't give two shits. If it takes a month, 2 months,
they tell them to get fucked.
The vehicle's sitting out there. They're not supplying them, but I guess in our industry as an independent, is that what makes us better, because we'll go above and beyond to cover that and and satisfy the customer, even though it's going to cost us more than what we've actually invested in the initial repair to begin with. I don't know. That's a tough call, Mike. I would probably go out and look for a truck or a U-Haul or something so he can continue to work a few days and put a limitation on the days that he would have the vehicle available.
What about Wilco? What does Wilco do in that situation?
Probably rent him a truck. 4 days, $200 a day, $800. Probably got $10,000 for the tranny to begin with. Yeah, $10,000 job. I can rent a van for 4 days.
Thanks for making me feel like an asshole.
I can't relate because we haven't put a transmission in, and I can't tell you how long. Well, unless it's a Nissan CVT.
You just mark them up $1,000 and sub it out, right?
Not even 1,000, but still, they're all subbed out to a place. So we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to deal with it. It's their problem, not our problem.
It's a tough call, Mike. It really is. I know it's probably been bashed around in different scenarios with different people and in all the groups, but that comes down to a case by case basis and what you want to do to.
Well, we already ate the difference between the aftermarket transmission and the OEM transmission, right? And he was originally offered an OEM transmission on the first install, and he chose the aftermarket to save money. And so we upgraded from aftermarket to OEM on the third one at no additional cost to him, because it's the third fucking transmission. You just want to make it right.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, Jesus, what am I going to do if the fourth one also shits the bed? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it sucks. That's the part of this business nobody on that side, the consumer side, sees that what we have to go through on our end to cover a warranty or stand behind our work, and they don't give a shit. They're the ones inconvenienced, and they paid you to get it fixed right the first time. But like you just said, you gave him an opportunity to go with an OEM, and the OEM failed too. So is it a part malfunction or is it operator malfunction?
Well, I don't think he's overloading it. It's a glass truck, right?
I'm not saying that, but I had a kid. So the dad was paying the bill. This is going back several years. His dad bought him an Infinity manual transmission. We might have put 3 clutches in that thing because the kid was burning them up after the second one.
Yeah, there's no warranty question on that. Yeah. Manual transmission clutches with a teenager. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough call, Mike. That's a case.
I would be really investigating the failures at this point.
And the funny thing is, it's 2 different technicians over this, because the guy who did it the first time, who's a personal friend of this customer, is no longer with the company. He left and went to Christian Brothers. And so he calls me. He's like, "Hey man, that transmission's gone bad again." Well, one, the customer should call me, not you. And 2, we got a dealer OEM transmission in it. He can, if he doesn't like us anymore because you left, he's welcome to go to the dealership. And he doesn't go to the dealership, right? Because the dealership doesn't give him the level of service.
We had Cardone at one time with their fantastic remanufactured steering gears. Brian's sitting there laughing apart. Come into the shop because we had 3 fail. One didn't even make it out of the bay. And
that happens all the time.
He was totally normal for anything steering not bought from the dealer.
Just order them 3 at a time.
Yeah. He kindly, I don't know if he kindly said it, but he told my master tech that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to install it. That was the wrong.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've had to hear it. The last one I went through, their scientists at their rebuild center were going to get back to me and let me know what I did wrong within 3 to 5 days. That was 6 effing months ago. Not a peep. I hope nothing horrible has happened to them because they certainly didn't get back to me.
So I doubt if it's installer error.
Maybe they found out that the janitor was taking a shit in the injector bench, and that's why the things are no fucking good.
Is there an aftermarket steering component manufacturer that's making pumps or racks that are worth a fuck at all?
No. Aftermarket? No.
No.
You can buy from the parts store pumps and racks that are good that happen to be made by the same tier 1 supplier that made it for the original vehicle. You can buy a Vistion rack and a Vistion pump and it'll work. But like these Reman white box things, nah. They ain't worth nothing but a paperweight. Just like every aftermarket Ford rack, every aftermarket Ford electric rack.
Yeah, I just had one of them too, not long ago for a Ford.
Yeah, everybody does.
Something that I experienced for the first time, and this is obviously just because I'm not a technician, and so I don't have to live this life, right? But pushing a truck in that had a fuel supply problem the other day, and full electronic power steering. The fucking power steering worked while you're pushing it.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't used to that. That was great. It made life so much easier.
We used to crank Power Strokes over when you had to cut the steering wheel. It gave you just enough power steering pump action to spin the wheel. Thing wouldn't start, but at least you could turn the wheel.
Anyway, so hey, Brett, you might not know this, but Bryan has decided to become a part-time employee of Wilco Automotive.
What?
You've worked pretty much one day in the last 5 days that y'all are open, right?
Yeah. Had a little trouble that required me to put a shift in. Well, I did work elsewhere. I did put I actually worked overtime. I was in the ER more than 8 hours. Yeah, I was in the ER more than 8 hours. Put some overtime in. The lady, the infectious disease lady.
Did they bill you at time and a half after the 8th hour?
I can't wait. I've been paying all this health insurance for all these years. I can't wait for them to get that bill and have to pay that thing. It's going to be so great.
It's all going to be part of your deductible.
Yeah,
good to see you healthy though right now. Feeling better.
Yeah. They had the lady with the, I really wasn't nervous. I was just kind of feeling like crap sitting there with an IV in me or whatever. But when they sent the lady in like the little like checking for uranium spacesuit in to check out this thing on my leg, that got me a little nervous. The infectious disease lady. Because they didn't know if it was MRSA or staph or whatever. And
I'm
like,
why did they give you IV antibiotics and then a bunch of take-home antibiotics?
Yeah.
If you're anything like me when you're sitting in a hospital or the ER, I feel bad for the hospital staff because I went in for it was actually wound up being a couple blood clots in my lung after my back surgery. I didn't realize they were blood clots.
Yeah, that's no joke.
No, but you should have seen me in the ER when they told me I had to stay. It was a Friday. It was payday. And I had to be there to take care of the staff, the customers. But in the hospital, they weren't letting me leave. Actually, Saturday, they were going to release me.
It sounds like me.
Yeah, they were going to release me. And then I guess my wife's sitting there as the doctor. They had me all unhooked and everything. And the doctor's sitting there giving me my exit. And all of a sudden, my wife saw the temperature spike. This is during COVID. And she's like, oh, shit. He ain't going to like this because next thing I know, I'm back in the bed with all the IVs hooked back up to me. I had 3 roommates in 3 days because they said they were going to run all these tests. So they saw something in around the surgical area. They thought it was an infection. So the one roommate I had, he got his release orders. I said, dude, get your fucking shoes on and run. This is Hotel California. You can check in, but you ain't checking out.
You can never leave.
Hey, it's me, Mike's kid. Want to tell us your wild shop stories? Or maybe you just think, my dad's totally wrong. Call us at 704-CONFESS and leave a message. You can tell us we're awesome, or you can tell us we're idiots. We're cool either way. That's 704-CONFESS. Just don't make it too weird.
Yeah, they were trying to act like they were going to keep me overnight. I was like, I have to get my kids off the bus.
Yeah.
Which I really didn't. It was taken care of, but I was trying to make excuses.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't leave till we do a CT scan. I'm like, you did 19 other things.
But I bet you can find.
You know what? There's nothing quite like lying to your healthcare providers to get the
I
best
gotta
quality
go.
service.
I gotta go.
You're that customer who's like, no, I hadn't done any work to it. I don't know how that started happening.
I'm a terrible customer. I came in, I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure I had the flu, and I'm pretty sure I developed an infection while I had the flu. And then they're like, well, it might be a blood clot. Then they're x-raying my leg. I'm like, my leg ain't broke. I ain't left my bed for 2 damn days, lady. How'd it break my leg? Laying my ass in bed. Trying to tell her how to do her job. So I do the x-ray. They're like, well, good news, your leg's not broke. I'm like, oh, you don't say.
You're like, you know what? I could do that myself. I just don't have time for it.
I don't have the tools.
Yeah. Can
I
I
had
borrow
the
your
tools,
Can I borrow your radiograph real quick? I just need to knock this out.
I just need to knock this out.
Just plug in the OBD port and we'll find a fix finder for it.
Yeah. The old fix finder.
Man.
Terrible. We're terrible customers anyway.
Yeah, no shit.
We're terrible customers anyway.
My biggest pet
I rolled in there
behind the wheel. I can not stand.
And then they're distracting me. They were selling me maintenance. I had low potassium, so I had to drink this little orange juice with some potassium powder. I'm like, dude, I don't know what low potassium is, but I feel like I'm getting my transmission flushed while I got freaking 4 flat tires here. Like, somebody
Essentially
put
what
air
they
in the
did is-
tires, man.
They went to the corner store and they got a Gatorade and they poured it out of the Gatorade bottle into an IV drip and they charged you $1,000 for that $3 Gatorade.
So, Brian,
The only problem is I had like 3 of them babies.
are you on your 30, 60, or 90 maintenance interval right now?
I know they're talking about potassium. I'm like, lady, I feel like I'm dying. I'm sure it's not my potassium. I'll eat a banana when I get home. Chill out.
You know what? They probably had a spiff on potassium flushes.
You imagine they probably tore the little box top off. The potassium flush machine guy probably comes in every Friday, pays them all.
Plastic, they have a coat hanger on the side of the nurse cart with the little plastic rings
Right.
on them.
Did they use
Oh
the
my
PG
gosh.
products in there to give it some conditioning too?
Right? That's what I was thinking. Oh gosh.
We're terrible.
So
We are terrible. I'm not a good customer. I can tell you that. We want
So
my
tools is in the
bitch at
books.
us.
did either of you go to Ratchet and Wrench?
No.
Rahoo?
No. Never heard of her.
I was dead.
I'm shocked you did.
I was supposed to go, and I ended up canceling it at the last minute. I just had some shit going on, so stayed by the shop. But I guess the next thing before Apex is Super Saturday. Is that before Apex? Or is it
Super
after?
Saturday is after. It's November
Okay.
13th to the 15th at the Radisson Hotel out in Traverse, PA.
So, I mean, I'm not a smart man, but Saturday seems like one day, and 13th through 15th sounds like 3 days.
So apparently, this is so Mid Atlantic Auto Care Alliance, MACA.
Ma'aka.
Yep, MACA. The event started as a 1-day training event, Super Saturday. It has now expanded.
Nice.
They're going, I think this might be the first year they were trying 3 days. It was 2 days. And now I think they're trying the third day.
It was Friday and Saturday, right?
Yeah. And I think we're adding
Okay.
a Thursday this year. So there's an option.
Everybody's doing it, man. Everybody's adding a Thursday.
You don't have a hair on your ass if Super Saturday 2026 isn't like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday event with nothing on Saturday, and just still call it Super Saturday.
Oh, super not Saturday at all.
But Super Saturday's been
So
around
you're
for a
gonna-
while. It is a very good training event. It was geared more toward, it started with a couple of the guys in the association more towards just the technical side, but we have expanded it now to offer some management service advisor stuff. There's a trade show involved. And then the biggest draw, at the one, I think it's Friday night, is Hawk and Light usually leads a roundtable and case study. So it's turning into a pretty big event. It's a regional event more than what we're trying to grow tools into, like what you guys have grown with ASTA Expo. Make it a bigger area coverage, but we're going to keep Super Saturday as more of a regional discussion. As we may float that around to different areas within this MACA region.
I apologize. I'm gonna have to call it Ma'aka.
MACA.
So is Ma'aka all in Pennsylvania, or does it spread beyond Pennsylvania?
No, the MACA is Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. That is the region that we covered.
Okay. All right. And so it looks like full registration for non-members for all 3 days is $649, which is reasonable for 3 days of high-level training for sure. Yep. If you are a member, how much is it, do you know?
I can pull that up here and tell you.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's some number less than
$649.
Some number less.
I bet you if you're a member, I bet you it's $549. $499. I'm going $499.
Can I get $479?
No, $499.
$499.
$1.
$1. Yeah, it's $549. It's $100 off.
Okay. The trade show on Saturday from 8 to 2, if you are involved in the industry at all, is free.
Yes.
Right, $0. So if you can't get your boss to buy you tickets to go to the training event, you can still come and network and check out the trade show. You just head down. It's 4 hours on Saturday, it's 6 hours on Saturday. Sorry, 8. So it's pretty much all morning and early.
It's just going to be open. We think we have an extended area time between the classes on Saturday for the attendees to walk through it as well. But it is open to hold, for those time frames.
Okay, super. Oh my god!
So, kind of a little bit of background of why I don't know a ton about the inner workings of Super Saturdays, because I was with the Alliance of Automotive Service Providers before, ASP, which was Tools,
ASP.
No, it's ASP.
Oh,
it's 2 A's.
Well, before that was ASPA.
It's ASP.
ASPPA.
ASP, please.
ASPA. There you go.
But we had the Tools event, and the Mid-Atlantic, the MACA, had the Super Saturday. But now we are all one organization, so we're going to continue both events, try and grow the Tools to a major event, and keep Super Saturday as a regional event.
Yeah. How has that merger been for you? Because ASTA was born of a merger 3 years ago, and it was a roller coaster, man.
Well, you and Lucas have met up in Philadelphia, and we talked about what your vision was with when you guys were doing what you did and maybe moving up the coastline. But I don't believe you had at that time, you guys weren't ready for any of that.
Yeah, we had a vision, but we weren't ready infrastructure-wise yet. So.
The merger has been, it's just a coming together. I'm not even going to call it a merger. It happened out of the separation between the two organizations happened because of egos back in the past. That contingent from that area left AASP at that time and went back to ASTA, which is now MACA. And I started conversations with a couple folks from that area. Like, look, why do we have to have two organizations within the state fighting for the same things? It doesn't make sense. So the coming together has been a blessing. With ACA standing behind us, there's a lot more benefits that can be provided for, a lot more support, a lot more engagement than what we had with the other side. It was a no-brainer. And Sherry Hamilton, Milwaukee, helped facilitate everything and make it all one. And I think it's been a very good coming together, stronger. The membership is not where we'd like it to be at this point, but we got to continue to grow that area of the association and get the word out. A lot of people from the ASP side have not joined yet, and it's kind of tough to get that word out and spread the word other than by going to some events and trying to get the word out. We don't have field directors to go out and pound the pavement and go door to door. That's the hard thing.
Yeah, totally the same experience we had with IGONC and NC Tire Dealers Association merging to form ASTA. Just getting the word out and letting people know what the merger was about and what the benefits were and that kind of thing was challenging for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're only a year into it.
Yeah. Well, I have a question that's coming from a place of total ignorance. I saw that Bemmers was last weekend, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
And I saw people tag Sherry Hamilton for pulling it off. So is Bemmers owned by ACA also?
Milwaukee. I think that is one of Sherry's events. Yes.
Okay. Is she? I mean, she's got a lot of events now, right? So
Yes.
Tools, obviously, Super Saturday.
Well, Tools.
Vision.
She kind of helped with the 2024. Helped me with that, like as far as giving me advice. But we kind of did that without any of her help.
Okay.
I think she does help us with a little bit with the Super Saturday as far as advice and setting things up. But as far as registration, organization, and stuff, we're all doing that on our own.
Okay, and Sherry is executive director of Milwaukee.
Yep.
And she has events management firm that manages Vision.
Yes.
And I guess
Bemmers. I'm not sure.
And there's one in Florida too, like Flocka now or whatever.
Yeah,
They have
so
one.
there's Flocka, and they do Accelerate, which is their training event. And I forget what the Northwest, the Milwaukee one.
That Accelerate's never marketed that well. You always find out it's going on while people are at it.
Yeah, and I've talked to Gary Keys down there when he was asking me about tools and how I did it, and I was like, "Look, there's a lot of back end stuff, a lot of conversations to try and help." And I don't have that answer, Brian, as far as why they don't get it promoted better. I think
because my mom lives right in Orlando. I would go to that thing. Yeah, the kids and I'd fly down there. They'd hang out with grandma, and I'd go to.
I know last year they canceled because of that hurricane that came through.
Yeah,
and then
you don't cancel an event because of a hurricane. We've had hurricanes in 2 out of the last 4 years.
Yeah, last year.
Don't be a pussy. Go to
May
the show.
This past year, I think it was in May, a couple of weeks before our event up here in PA Tools.
My favorite hurricane ASTA moment ever is when it was still ASTE and a certain trainer kicked a door open and said, "I can hear them breaking in the parking lot," and it started to hurricane into the classroom through the exit door. It was so great. You had to be there. People who were there will know what I'm talking about. And it was, "What do you mean you don't want to work on those?" And he kicks the door open. "I can hear them breaking in the parking lot." And it's hurricaning outside.
That had to have been talking about Teslas, I would think.
It was something else. Okay. But anyways, It was a good time.
But there's training events in pretty much every area of this country. You know, I encourage.
Not New York State, there ain't. Oh yeah, there's TST. That's on the other side of the state. It's a long ride.
The eastern side of New York is just a no-go zone. I had no interest.
East, and yeah.
That's kind of why we're trying to grow, tools to become more of this northeastern area to capture those people that don't want to make the trek down to North Carolina or Florida or wherever. And with Super Saturday being out towards Trevose, which is near Philly, you can capture that area there if they want to come at least do some kind of training for a day.
I already have
3 days.
People asking me questions about tools.
Okay.
Specifically, is the bar going to be large enough to handle an automotive training event? That's the number one concern.
To go visit it. It's called the Bear's Den.
That's the bar?
Yep. So basically, Hershey, they have their own.
I'm texting these people right now.
Minor league hockey team called the Hershey Bears, which is an affiliate, direct affiliate with the Washington Capitals. So that's why it's called the Bear's Den.
Yep. Farm team. Yep.
I haven't been in that thing for a long time, so I can't tell you how large it is.
So One of the things I think you got to do is you've got to make sure that they understand what they're in for and that the bar is staffed appropriately until 2:00 each night. Because that's one of the things that happened at events I've been to in the past is they don't know that this is an industry full of hard chargers. And they're used to, it's Thursday night. We're going to close the bar at 10:00.
And they've got one 67-year-old bartender working.
Especially when right now, this coming year, at this point, we do not have a hospitality suite. So it will be, I'm not going to be able to compete.
You know what, Brett? After what Mike and I were able to pull off, I probably wouldn't bother trying to have one either.
There was no way I'm competing with you guys on that. However, the hotel does not have it. They don't allow it. So at this point, I'm going to go without it this year.
So whose room are we drinking in? That's the question.
Well, Mike,
is there a restaurant within stumbling distance across the parking lot that you can rent out the entire restaurant?
I think there's 2 or 3 restaurants in the hotel lodge.
You know what you need? You need a bowling alley for all night.
All right.
I'm
going to give you a little hint. We just had our first planning meeting last week, and one of the people's we're looking for something to do Wednesday night to get people to come in for the Thursday training.
Sumo wrestling.
No, we're not. I'm not going to.
It's kind of sweaty.
There's an adventure area that's close by to the hotel, like the go-karts and all that kind of stuff that we may be looking at doing for Wednesday night.
Ooh, I have an idea. You could have go-karting, and then people could pay an extra fee to be posted up at different points around the track with paintball guns.
Nice.
We could.
That's pretty Pennsylvania.
We got to try and create a nice vibe that it's not a cookie cutter from what you guys have done at ASTA. Make it its own event, which is what we're trying to do. Some unique differences, but still create the buzz and the fun of it.
They're significantly different times of the year, though. So, I mean, it is reasonable to attend both events.
Absolutely.
Because they're separated significantly.
I remember the executive director when I kept saying when she was in charge of this event when it was ASP, it's like, why don't we move it from the October time slot? Because it's a gauntlet of things between it, and it's killing you. Well, there's no place to move it. Well, guess what? I fucking moved it.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Tools exist because of Bret Fadley. It would be fucking dead right now if it weren't for you.
It's a good possibility.
I appreciate that. And truthfully, I was hoping just to get through that October when I convinced Bryan to come up and bring his staff. We just needed to get through that year and just cut our ties and just say, be done with it. But everybody's like, we want more of this. I'm like, oh, shit.
I need Tools to be in a town that has casinos. I just need a craps table within stumbling distance of the trade show.
So Grantville is not that far from Hershey, and that is the Hollywood Casino. It's
define not that far. Is it a reasonable Uber?
Yes, I think it's like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Giddy up, Buttercup. I'm there. Poor choices will be made.
What the heck?
Stories will be told.
I will get you the exact distance from the Hershey Lodge, Grantville, the Hollywood Casino at Grantville.
I was going to say, who even wants to gamble at a show like that? And then I remembered, well, obviously there's casino night and that's whatever. But then I remember people throwing down, somebody had like $65 on a Jenga block one night in the hospitality suite.
There were people betting dollars per block in Jenga.
It was crazy. Somebody had $65 down on a Jenga block, making it out or not.
We had $2,500 of money that went between ASOG Scholarship Fund, Scanner Dan, SD Charities, Paul, and my local tech school. So, I mean, this is good stuff.
Man. And it's a good time. I'm working with Kristen and Paul to see what we're going to be doing this year with the SD Charities. She messaged me and said they want to discuss what they want to do this year and how they want to go forward with the charity. So at this time, we got nothing set in stone, but I want to use Tools and Maaka, Mid-Atlantic Auto Care, as a provider for their charity in one way or the other.
Very cool. All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming on.
No, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, needed to promote Super Saturday a little bit, and I didn't expect for you guys want me to come on and talk about it, but I appreciate it.
Well, send us a link to the registration page or to whatever page is appropriate. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, if you want, you can go to midatlanticaca.org and then click on the events. There are still sponsorship opportunities, and if you still want to set up to be a vendor, I think we're still taking them to the end of the month.
Are there any people that really need to step it up and sponsor the event that haven't yet made a commitment?
I don't know all our sponsors, and I apologize for that. I can tell you here in a moment who has sponsored.
That's okay. Don't call anybody out that might be a sponsor of my show, because if they're a sponsor of my show, they're already incredible people, and I'm sure they're making good choices.
We have a few sponsors. We could use some more. We could use some more for Super Saturday. We're going to be looking forward to see if we can get sponsors for both events or make it a la carte. Like, I want to sponsor this event or that event, but we're going to try and go forward with promoting both events and try and get people committed to both at the same time.
You know what you need? You need a wedding tent in the parking lot of the hotel that is the hospitality suite.
Yes, the hospitality tent. Beer tent.
Should we put a 4-post in there or just a 2-post to do a wedding?
I already know how this works. You need to call the local fire department. The local volunteer fire department, they are like liquor authority Teflon. They can do whatever they want if it's fundraising for the volunteer fire department. You put yourself a hospitality suite. You go, listen, man, we're going to have a lot of heavy hitters in town here. You go ahead and put your $2 beer tent up wherever you want, and we'll make sure it's full.
Yes, and we can do Jello wrestling, and we don't need sumo wrestling. That was too hot.
If I'm going to create a different,
Mike,
it's got to be different sumo.
I didn't find the sumo suit to be that warm. I also didn't find it to fit that well either, to be quite honest.
It exploded the first time you hit the ground in it because
mine didn't explode. Zeb's exploded. Mine was fine.
That poor sweet summer child, when you pick him up and hurled him across the room onto that couch.
The funniest part of the video is I didn't realize that I was helping him up, and I completely picked him up off the ground by his suit. When I helped him up, I just picked him up and set him down.
I tell you what, if you haven't been to any of these events, I mean, you have to make it a point to get to some of these events. Like ASTA is one of my favorites, and we'll always continue to go down there. I know several of my shop owners said, well, I'm not going to make that trek down there because now you're offering the same training up here. But it's not just a training. It's the fun and networking.
Even if you are
around people,
they can't take all the classes at the same time.
No, but it's just being
You can only take how many hours of classes in 3 days can you take, right? 6 times 8, 48. No, yeah. 6 times. No.
24 hours.
24 hours of training.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if
aren't you the technically minded one of us?
You gotta.
He's got his mind on the feet right now.
You need some more IV drips. Yeah, he can count. He can count to 21.
Yeah, barely.
20 and a half.
20 and a half.
On that note, I'm going to bring it to
that bombshell.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our video today. If you enjoyed this content and you'd like to see some more, you can click right here. And it would be really helpful for me if you thought that this level of mediocrity is something that could help your other friends that were shop owners or in the industry. You can click right here and subscribe. You can even set up notifications if you want. I'd love to have you on the channel.